All right.
Dr. Shanna Tharp Gilliam, Emily Kincaid,
Here.
Darren Kelly,
Here.
Sylvia Wilson.
Here. All right. Just not sure how much was recorded. This is ALCOSAN's Green Committee meeting. It is September 16th, 2025. We just have the roll call. We have 4 informational items today, all related to the GROW program, which is the green revitalization of our waterways. Ms. Michelle Wise then in turn turned this meeting over to Tim Prevost, who is in charge of this program. So we'll move now to Tim.
Thank you. I'm going to switch it over to my screen. Okay, so we went through roll call. I will go through informational items. We will follow up after informational items with 3 action items that are on the agenda. If there are other business, if there's other business at the end, we can certainly talk, and then adjournment. First informational item is going to be the GROW program update. So currently, I want to provide the committee with an update. We have received 111 final reports through the end of August 2025. Of those 111 final reports, 110 of them have been reviewed and summarized, and those 110 final reports, they're good to go. We utilize this information for various tasks and GROW. The chart kind of shows over time since 2018 when we received our first final report, how over time it's been a pretty steady increase of reports. We did receive a bunch all at once from Pittsburgh Water earlier this year, but all is good. When we look at final reports, team does go through and review the final report. It's not just a formality. We do want to go through, we want to make sure that the project scope has been met. The costs are in line with what was in the application. Because GROW has a pre and post construction monitoring requirement, we do review the monitoring that is provided, and then we identify any notes. So if there's anything in that final report that is submitted to us that requires us to reach back out to the applicant, we will provide them with those review comments, and then they can incorporate them into the final version of that final report. And so over time, we've had a progression of how the final report information's coming, year by year by year. And where we're at now with these 110 reports, 49 of the 110, so roughly 44%, are overperforming. So our assessment was a little bit under what actually came out in the end. Roughly the same number reported back essentially how we anticipated the project during our application review. And then 13 of them are underperforming, meaning that the information that we got back has shown that the project did not meet the expectations from our analysis. It's not that it's a bad project. It just did not hit what we assumed the project should have achieved. 1 out of 8 is not too bad. And if it's less than 25% of what we assumed, it's not the worst thing in the world. For the most part, most of these projects are performing at or better than what we had originally anticipated. For some reason, this is all going backwards again. So for those 110 projects, the team goes through, looks at the monitoring and identifies how many millions of gallons or billions of gallons in our case of water has been reduced or removed from the system. And right now we're at 1.1 billion gallons. So that is enough to fill 1,700 Olympic-sized pools. The overflow, based on that monitored information, we take a look back and see how does this link up to our estimated overflow reduction. And where we're at right now, 223 million gallons a year estimated overflow reduction. And as we like to point out, is now 27 acre-shares. So it's a lot of water that we've removed from the system. If there are any questions on the GROW program update, I'd be happy to answer them right now. But if not, I can move on to the next item.
I would say move on, but it's so impressive the amount of water that we are managing through these projects that are it's just amazing.
Yeah, and the best part is that over time, this is the amount of water that we have removed through the entire program. And we were expected at the end of the year to be able to account for that in a report that we provide to the regulatory agencies. We are working on that now.
Great. Okay, you can go ahead and move on, Tim.
All right, thank you. The next informational item is GROW Cycle 12 program guidelines. As a reminder to the committee, the program guidelines are the basis of what the rules of GROW essentially are. Every cycle, we present minor changes or significant changes to the committee for approval. Every cycle, we have to get the committee's approval to change. Quick run through, we take a look at the modifications if necessary. Internally, we review these modifications. If there are any significant or minor modifications, I reach out to Max and our solicitor will review and make sure that these changes are appropriate. Where we're at now is the changes get presented to this green committee for discussion and recommendation. And then at the next board meeting, this will be another action item on the board of directors meeting. So there are two types of modifications, recurring modifications, which a date reference or a cycle reference has to be changed. And because that is changing, this is a modification to the program guidelines. Those are recurring. Program modifications are more significant. As we implement the GROW program, sometimes we identify something that needs to change in the program, and the change is implemented through the program guidelines. But in cycle 12, we are not recommending any programmatic changes to the program guidelines. The only changes are going to be to dates and cycle references. So this one's a pretty straightforward action item. And the action item that we'll get to a little bit later, this is the wording for it. If there are any questions on program guidelines, I forgot to throw this out to Max and say, Max, do you agree with the program guidelines? Max, please accept my humblest apologies.
No problem. No major changes this year.
If there are no questions on the program guidelines, I'd like to move on to our last, or not the last, but our next informational item, which is GROW Cycle 11 recommendations. So we received applications throughout the service area for 18 projects. One of these projects was a Cycle 9 extended review project in McKees Rocks. But all in all, 18 projects. This was a very welcome shift in projects. We only had 6 I&I projects. The rest were sewer separation projects, which if we remember back in March, there was a concern that the program was kind of starting to lose track of the goals and objectives. And this cycle, we are getting back on track.
Tim, for some people who might just be watching this for the first time, could you explain what I&I is, please?
Sure, absolutely. I&I stands for inflow infiltration. And typically those are the projects that you would find in a sanitary sewer community that may have a lot of groundwater getting into the system. That groundwater takes up capacity, and because usually groundwater is fairly consistent, if there is a rainfall event that causes an overflow downstream, that groundwater is contributing to that overflow. Also, these I&I projects, they're the key parameter for municipal consent order agreements for the sanitary communities. So those, I mean, they're definitely impactful projects, and they're definitely eligible. We just didn't get that many in this cycle. And the SS stands for sewer separation. And those are projects that are with combined sewer communities where the combined sewer, which has stormwater and sanitary sewage in one pipe, they will build a new pipe to split those flows. So one pipe now has only storm flow, one pipe only has sanitary flow. And those projects are typically the most cost effective for overflow reduction. It was good that we got a bunch of them this cycle.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You're welcome. So this is the list of all the projects through cycle 11. I'd like to point out that you'll see a lot of letters on some of these, like 1A, 1B, 1C, 9A, 9B. What happened in those, the municipality submitted one letter of interest and one application for these separation projects. But because we evaluate everything based on the point of connection, we took a look at those projects separately. So you'll notice that Braddock Borough has an M54, 55, 56, 57, 58. It's a similar project, similar methods that they're planning to use. But for us, we split them up into different applications so that our analysis can be done more uniformly and appropriately. And it also helps the municipality in the long run with keeping track of the projects. So these are the 18 projects. The other odd one was 2024-01-14, which is McKees Roxborough Storm Sewer Separation Project, which we provided an extended review 1 year ago. So I'd like to go through some project highlights. Top 5 projects of long-term overflow reduction. I'd like to highlight Crafton Boroughs project of West Steuben and Richmond Street sewer separation projects. This is a project that that they had submitted to ALCOSAN in the past. We took a look at it. They did receive an award, but the award was based on what they gave us. And when the municipality received their award, it was unexpectedly lower than what they were anticipating. And when we met with them, we explained that there were certain parts of the project that were not included. And if they included other parts of the project, that they probably would have had a much more, a better project, more impact to overflow reduction. And we made a recommendation that they should review the project one more time. And they did. They reviewed the project. They pulled it all together. They consolidated all the scope that is identified on the screen right now in light blue and blue into one contract, and they let the contract out. And that was the other good part about this project, was when they resubmitted it, we had actual numbers, not estimates. We had actual numbers, and the bids came in better than what they had originally anticipated. So when we took a look at this project one more time, the overflow reduction went up. The cost effective number, it was more cost effective this way. So the match went up, and I would like to recommend that they receive the award of $2.27 million, or $2,269,800. It's a very good project. And I believe that this additional area is going to prove to be a very good addition to the project. So now the entire project is one massive sewer separation job. Top 5 projects for stormwater removal. Stormwater removal, oddly enough, there was only one I&I project on here. All the rest of them were sewer separation. And this is the amount of water annually that we believe is being removed from the system based on the project being built. And so we have Mount Lebanon, Crafton Borough, 2 Braddock Borough projects, which I'm very happy that Braddock really came through on their projects, and McKees Roxborough. And all of these projects are very impactful, not just with how much water we're removing, but also how impactful the projects are, how impactful they are in reducing overflows. And then for overflow cost efficiency, of the 5 Braddock jobs that were submitted, 4 of them were very cost efficient. And if I could just for a second just talk about the coordination that took place for these 4 projects. When we received them, we were not 100% sure that the regulatory agencies would accept this as the construction means for these projects. So we we coordinated with the DEP through Three Rivers Wet Weather, Braddock Borough's engineer, and ALCOSAN, and we had the discussion. DEP provided communication back to the municipality saying that they will accept the methodology that they're utilizing, meaning they're separating it out, and as long as it is not impacting our combined sewer overflow structure, that the flow that makes past, they will accept that as separate flow, which was good for the municipality, and it ended up being very cost effective for these projects. All of these top 5 projects are 85%, And again, oddly enough, we have one I&I project, which usually never gets an 85% match. That is primarily due to location. That structure A72 in Sharpsburg is an overflow. That's a CSO, but O'Hara contributes sanitary flow to there. So these are the best in cost efficiency. Now, stormwater cost efficiency, I'm just going to go by real fast. These are all pretty good numbers. Sometimes stormwater cost efficiencies don't translate so well to overflow reduction. Every project that's on here has translated to either minor or significant overflow reduction. And then finally, the top 5 projects based on award amount. Highest award that we're recommending is Crafton Borough, followed by McKees Rocks, Braddock, Mount Lebanon, and Braddock Borough. What I'd like to highlight, though, is this McKees Rocks Borough project. This project has been in development for probably over 2 years. And oddly enough, the genesis of this project, we could say, started with some of our scholastic outreach interns. We identified an area in McKees Rocks, and I asked the interns to go out and just do a quick run through of everything. When they came back, they pointed out that there was quite a bit of opportunity in what we're saying right now is phase 1. Reached out to the municipal engineer and pointed out to them, this phase 1 can feed to a phase 2, which could feed to a phase 3, feed to a phase 4, a very large project. Knowing that the borough could not incorporate all 4 projects, this entire scope under one project, we worked with them to identify a phasing approach for this project. Phase 1 is what the award is going to be for in this cycle. And then subsequent cycles will be phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4. We ran the project all as one big project to see what the overflow reduction would be for everything. And the overflow reduction came back 2.6 million gallons in a year for everything, or not everything, for this phase. And stormwater volume removed was pretty significant. 78% match. And as each cycle or each phase is brought to us, we will reassess the impact of the preceding phases to see if it impacts that new phase. A very exciting project, and highly recommend that this project gets moving forward, because I think that this is definitely hitting what GROW is all about. Making sure opportunities for our municipalities, especially municipalities that really need the help, have that opportunity to make a significant change to their sewer collection system. Recommended award amounts, if we split them up between sewer separation and I&I, 6.6 million for sewer separation and just shy of $1 million for the I&I jobs. Long-term overflow reduction, what we mean by long-term overflow reduction is we take into account every phase of the clean water plan expansion, tunnels, when the anticipated construction of those elements are going to be done, run models to incorporate each of these milestones, and then for the next 20 years, what's that average? And then based off of that, we come up with these numbers. So we're not just looking at what the overflow reduction might be immediately. We're saying this is the average for the next 20 years of overflow reduction based on these projects. So over 15 million gallons for the sewer separation ones, and I 1.5 million. And stormwater removal, pretty much, I saw this and I said, wow, that's pretty much split 50 almost. So a lot of water being removed from both of these projects, 41 million gallons of water. And so the results look like this. Of the 18 projects that we received, we're recommending 14 of them receive an award. The potential award will be over $7.5 million. Long-term overflow reduction is going to be long-term overflow reduction is at almost 17 million gallons. Overflow reduction, cost effectiveness for ALCOSAN, very, very good. I was just informed to try to speed things up. So stormwater removal, not too bad. This is one of the things I did want to highlight. Back in March, we showed where cycle 10 was in the cost effective scale. We're now back to where we really want to be, below $1 a gallon. So I was very pleased at the results here. Here are all the projects. These are the recommendations. If it's in green, we're recommending award. If it's orange, there are 2 projects we would like to offer an extended review to the municipalities of Homestead and Turtle Creek. And there are 2 projects that we are not recommending awards. Just the cost effectiveness, it's not there. They're very expensive projects or not very impactful. This is the action item for cycle 11. And last informational, I apologize. Were there any questions regarding cycle 11 recommendations?
No, please speak. Please go. I'm trying to help you out on the action items. I'm in between 2 meetings, please.
Okay, Darren, thank you. End date extensions, we have many end dates. Every end date, we've received a letter from the municipality requesting an end date. This will be an exhibit on the board meeting. There are, I believe, there's over 20 of them. I want to say 25, but everybody has requested an end date. And we would like to make a motion to recommend this go to the board for approval.
All right. I'm pretty sure we don't have any questions. You're very thorough in your explanations, Tim. So could I have a motion and a second to approve this?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. That was item A on our agenda for our action items. We move to item B, the motion to recommend the ALCOSAN Board of Directors approve the municipal source control projects for cycle 11 under the GROW program and provide successful applicants with a grant agreement. May I have a motion and a second?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Item C is a motion to recommend modification of grant agreements for the GROW program by extending the term of contract. A motion and a second, please.
Motion.
Emily, you're seconding this? I can't hear you, but I'm sure that you are. All right, all in favor? Aye. Okay, I heard you that time. All right. All right. These items are being recommended for further consideration at the board meeting in later this month. I see we have no other business. So at this time, our meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your participation.